everyone, this is Pete here. So today we're going to go through Berkshire Hathaway, and that is Warren Buffett's company, their latest buy and sell in this quarter. And for those of you who have not watched my previous video on Berkshire Hathaway's AGM, he actually gave very important clues about what he was going to do, right? So today we're going to break down all the buy and sell and what is Warren Buffett actually trying to tell us. All right, let's dive straight into it. So we're going to go through the latest buy and sell from Warren Buffett. Okay, and you can see here, right? He's having a headache. Now, let me later on explain to you why he's having a headache. But let's go through the buy and sell first. Right, so you can see over here, he has sold a lot of things. So let's go through one by one. Right now, these are, of course, in alphabetical order, which is not the best way to present the information. So let me just break it down for you what is important. Number one, he has more or less sold away all the bank shares that he has, right? In fact, Warren Buffett talked about this during the AGM before. He said that, they already started selling bank shares for quite some time, and they will continue to do so because they no longer believe that banks is a very good form of investment. So you can see here, Bank of New York Mellon, US Bank Corp, right? They have sold 100% of it, everything gone, all right? So that's number one. Number two is they also sold everything of RH. Now, what is RH? RH is actually a luxury furniture store, kind of similar to Warren Buffett's the other company known as Nebraska Furniture Mart, right? But this time around, they have totally lost confidence in the luxury consumer segment for this, and they totally sold it. And another notable one was the 100% sale of Taiwan Semiconductor. Now, this was also talked about. The reason is because, Warren Buffett say that, they think that the company is still strong, the management is still good, but they just don't have any certainty regarding all the regulation and the fact that, China is against Taiwan and things like that. So they are not going to invest in anything that they don't have certainty with, right? And I think that's a very good lesson for many investors to take home. It is that you don't have to follow Warren Buffett's actual investment. What you can learn is the way he thinks, the way he invests. And one thing that I truly learned from him is invest in things that you really understand and you can, sleep soundly. So if you can't sleep soundly knowing that, Taiwan Semiconductor is having trouble, then just sell it, right? So that's what he did. Another one that he sold quite significantly is actually Chevron, right? Chevron over here sold over 18%. This is, I think, close to a 4 billion sale, right? McKesson as well, so over 20%, and also General Motors, so another 20%. The rest are actually more, small amounts, right? Not that significant. So these are the main sales. So you can see that generally Warren Buffett or Berkshire Hathaway as a company, they are exiting the banks, they are exiting any global uncertainty, and they are also kind of like raising cash because previously these were the larger positions, so they kind of trim it down. Another one is looking at the buy. So what did Warren Buffett buy in the last period? Okay, so you can see here many things. And actually, Warren Buffett did not buy new things that much, right? So let's go through what are the new investments. So the new investment is actually only these few, right? Capital One Financial. So this is actually a credit card company, a lender. All right, Diageo. This is a UK alcohol drinks company. They do whiskey, they do beer, and one small energy company called VTS. So these are the only three add-ons. Now, the main thing is the additional purchase. What are the additional purchase? So they bought more HP, right, which they already have a lot. Occidental, so right now they are owning, I think, close to 27-28% of Occidental at this stage, if I'm not wrong. Apple, they are still adding on to it. This was a company that Warren Buffett said is by far the best business they ever had. And although Warren Buffett has exited the remaining banks, right, they continue to add on to Bank of America. And the main reason they gave during the AGM was that they really like the management and they like how Bank of America is not so much of an investment bank, but is a truly a traditional bank, a bank basically, right? They don't do all the funny things such as investment banking. Okay, and they, very interesting, added to Markel, which is actually commonly known as a mini Berkshire. So you can go and find out more about Markel. What they do is very similar to Berkshire, where they have an insurance arm and they take the money to kind of invest and buy into equities. Okay, and they also added into Citigroup as well. So you can see that Warren Buffett very aligned. Okay, I shouldn't say aligned with me, but I'm very aligned with Warren Buffett, right? That I think the banking crisis, yes, it's going to hit the regional banks hard, but I think the G-SIB bank, that means the globally significant bank, right, are not going to be that much affected. These are the crucial bank out there. And one more thing is that Paramount, right, the filmmaker, they added a little bit more, right, just 0.1% more, giving it that little vote of confidence. Now, Paramount, why is it important? Because recently Paramount totally cut their dividend, and that spooked a lot of investors, and the share price dropped. Okay, now, so these are the purchases. So let's look at overall, what did Warren Buffett do? Now you can see that Warren Buffett, in a general, overall, right, he definitely sold way more in value, right? So if you add these all up, he sold close to $6 billion worth of shares, right? Whereas in terms of purchase, right, he maybe just bought back about 5 billion plus. So there is definitely more selling than buying in this quarter. And why is that the case? Very simple. Warren Buffett actually said that during the AGM as well, is that they are holding a lot of cash on the side, waiting for things to get worse, right? In fact, he said that he wants to make sure that Berkshire is available, right, to take advantage of the situation should the banking crisis gets even worse. So therefore, Warren Buffett is not in a hurry to deploy his cash, but of course, that doesn't mean that he's going to exit the whole portfolio totally, right? Why? Because right now, if you look at in terms of their allocation, so this is the Berkshire most recent quarterly report, which you can find on their website, right? So as of March 2023, what are we seeing here? You can see that they have over 123 billion, right? Or 126 billion actually, of T-bills, short-term T-bills and cash. So these are funds that they can deploy readily. And if you compare this amount against, like, their equities investment, their other form of investment, and also long-term bonds, it is actually close to 25% of their total value. So how is Warren Buffett positioning himself? Is very simple. He's investing about 75% and he's holding 25% cash. And should the sky come down, right? Should everything just goes to waste, and the recession that everyone talks about really come to fruition, guess what? He is going to be there to deploy this $100 over billion and make a big killing for Berkshire Hathaway. But if the market does not crash as what is expected, the recession does not come, then Berkshire Hathaway is still going to benefit hugely with 75% of their asset still invested. Okay, so I think that's a very brilliant move, and this is something that many investors can learn from, is that when you're investing, you don't have to make a binary decision of either being in or out, because that just makes you very susceptible, right, to a lot of losses, or you miss out a lot of gains should you be wrong. Okay, so I think even the best investor in the world right now is taking a very measured approach, not binary. Then I think us as retail investors, we should have the humility to learn from him as well. Now, let's look at overall what are all the things that Warren Buffett has. So you can see overwhelmingly, right, over 40%. Hey guys, by the way, this is only measured against their public investment. So the individual company that they own, right, for example, Burlington Railway and stuff like that, does not factor in here. So if you add in those, maybe this number is a lot lower, right, 30 plus. But you can see by far Apple is the biggest in terms of percentage, over $150 billion worth, right? Followed by Bank of America, American Express, Coke, and Chevron. So guys, even though he has sold close to 18% of Chevron, right? Chevron and Oxy still forms a large part of the business. So you can kind of say that overall, Warren Buffett is still very bullish on the oil and gas sector, right? Otherwise, he would not own so much. To collectively, this is actually close to a 11% position for Berkshire Hathaway as well. Okay, and if you look at Warren Buffett, it's a very concentrated portfolio that you can see over here. If you just add up, right, maybe the top 8 or the top 9 positions, it will have already accounted for close to 70% of the portfolio, right? And this is what Warren Buffett always says, is that if you know what you're investing in, then you should not be afraid to invest larger sums. All right, so that's all I have for you guys. What do you think about Warren Buffett's buy and sell? Right, and once again, guys, for those of you who want to follow me more closely on my thoughts about the stock market and the property market, once again, you can join the Telegram group below over here. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with you. I think overall, Warren Buffett is giving us very clear signs that, he thinks that the market is going to get a little bit worse. So he has a lot of dry powder, over $120 billion worth, right, of dry powder on the side, and he's ready to deploy. Now, how about you? Okay, so put in the comments below. Once again, if you like the content here, do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.